And very quickly the word went around that he was a competitor. Misfield. Gave Srinath a boundary.
There have been a few bloopers.
He goes for the big one and he's got stuck into that. That's through. Will be third man. The 450 comes up for India. The finger has gone up.
Also to realize that the conditions at the moment not ideal for seamers. It's the post-tee session. Pitch is a little slow. The early help that you have in the morning is not there. He also should realize that it's not such a great idea to over-attack, because there will be nothing in the pitch for the new ball at the moment for Srinath. He's got 3 slips and a gully, a short extra cover.
Of course, Rahul Dravid, having retired hurt, he's not out on the field. Short extra cover, just taking the ball from Anil Kumble. That's Shiv Sundar Das. Very interesting position that he had been placed in as well. For the drive, of course, Chris Gayle will continue to play shots, although it's only 14 overs this afternoon.
First runs for Chris Gayle, and it's an authentic push, and the outfield is pretty fast in that area. It was a good meaty push there.
That's why Shiv Sundar Das is there. Chris Gayle will continue to play shots, and if it doesn't quite time it, it may get lofted, but that was a good shot. Well played, well timed, well placed.
A short extra cover has been placed by Ganguly, and he might have talked to the bowler and got him to bowl a lot fuller to the batsman than he normally does. Srinath is the kind of bowler who bowls short of length. That's his stock length, and he may have been asked by Ganguly to keep it up, get the batsman to drive, but something that is not natural to Srinath. Down the leg side, the last ball of the first over from Srinath, 4 for no wicket.
ओह माँ, काम के बाद लड़कियाँ घर आ रही हैं। मैंने कहा मैं उनके लिए चिकन करी बनाऊंगी, लेकिन अब मुझे नहीं मालूम मुझे क्या करना है।
अच्छा लिखो, पहले तो लेना अदरक।
आप जिस काम के लिए भी अपना फोन इस्तेमाल करें, बीटी टुगेदर से आप हमेशा बेहतरीन सेवा पाएंगे।
क्या आप होम डिलीवरी करते हैं?
बीटी आपके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं, ये जानने के लिए बीटी एशियन हेल्पलाइन को मुफ्त में फोन करें या bt.com पर जाएं।
On this surface.
So a boundary of the first over from Chris Gayle. It's going to be Zahir Khan. Best of 4 for 76. No fiver yet for him, but he's crossed the 50 wicket mark. And of course, a local boy, Zahir Khan, but plays his Ranji Trophy cricket for Baroda. The crowd immediately behind him. And a good start. And he's been in good form of late.
Natural swing of the ball, Zahir Khan. This will help India with the left-handed fast bowler or medium pacer bowling to 2 left-handers. It will be a lot easier for him to take the ball away from the left-handed batsman than if he was bowling to the right-hander.
So I remember that over that he bowled to Marcus Trescothick, and he beat him by that particular delivery that leaves the left-hander. looking to get off the mark. Waywell Hines. After that over was in the Champions Trophy match, England versus India. Parthiv Patel, of course, the wicketkeeper, stayed unbeaten on 21.
Early work for Patel. Behind, looking for the single. It wasn't on. So Ganguly racing in.
Early work for Parthiv Patel and also for the Indian captain. He had to chase one. There was a hard hit straight to mid-off where he was positioned. And of course he was there again, charging on the ball to prevent that single. 3 slips.
This first innings score by India is a big score, no doubt about that. 457 runs, a lot of runs posted, but it could have been a lot worse for the West Indies. Follow on score, of course, is 200, so the West Indies need to get 258 minimum to make sure that India do have to bat again. They could have been chasing over 300 to save the follow on. Of course, that's just the first target that the West Indies will be thinking about. On this pitch, they should be also thinking about the possibility of getting over 400 runs. It's not a bad pitch at all. It's pretty good for batting. The new ball will swing fractionally, especially if you're a natural swing of the ball as Zahir Khan is. But I don't expect too much help off the surface, any lateral movement off the surface for any of these fast bowlers.
Might just have a little bit of help tomorrow morning. The ball will be quite hard and new. That would provide the Indians with another opportunity, the seamers, to get a crack at the West Indies in the morning. But of course, like the Indians, the West Indians also should be looking to build up partnerships. When that happens, it can get very tough for the bowlers in these conditions. The Mumbai crowd really getting behind Zahir Khan. Chance of Zahir to spur him on. Played all his junior level of cricket in this very city. Starts off with a maiden. Zahir Khan 4 for no wicket.
और आप फोन करती रहना. बाय.
कौन सा?
नबीला. अब वो बर्मिंघम में है.
BT टुगेदर से सिर्फ 18.50 प्रति माह चुकाने से, जिसमें लाइन रेंटल भी शामिल है, आप शाम और वीकेंड की UK कॉल्स बिल्कुल मुफ्त में कर सकते हैं.
रोशन.
4 for no wicket. Yes, you mentioned Ramnaresh Sarwan. Michael, India is a place that has given real boost to people's career. People have been talking about Sarwan's outstanding ability, the talent. The scores haven't really backed him up too much with the kind of potential that he has. I remember the case of Mike Gatting, who came to India rather, got some useful scores, and his career took off after the Indian series. Graham Hick also got one of his big scores in Test cricket on this very ground. Just get the feeling it might happen to Ramnaresh Sarwan, the big scores that have eluded him so far. Maybe India might just provide him that.
Well, in recent times, quite a few West Indian greats have started their careers here in India. In my eyes, the best batsman of all that I have seen at any rate, Vivian Alexander, didn't do too badly on his first tour here in 74.
Off the legs, and it's a slowish area, the outfield, and a bit of slack fielding there. Srinath isn't too pleased. Zahir Khan, the man in the deep.
Took a long time to get around there, Zahir Khan. Almost seemed as if he was struggling to get around. Seems okay. I'm not too sure why he struggled to get there. Javagal Srinath unimpressed.
Was in Leicester, England, Srinath, when he got a call from Saurav Ganguly and the Indian team management to make a quick appearance in the Champions Trophy. Did that, played one day international, didn't have such a great match, didn't play in the second one, but he had some good performances in Leicester. The bowling form was pretty good.
Has done very well for India over his career, Javagal Srinath, but I've heard on so many occasions, Sanjeev, people in the know referring to him almost as a reluctant cricketer. Has the ability, but sometimes it's almost as if he doesn't really care too much to be playing the game, playing it because he can.
Yes, I've been closely associated with this man and his talent, and in fact when he started his career, which was about 91-92, I was around. One of the problems that he had was he had fast bowling talent. He could bowl quick. We'll come back to that. 7 for no wicket.
तुम अपनी पसंद का खाना खाओ.
11 overs to go to complete the quota of 90 for the day. Zair Khan has got one right in front. He's going to say one that has wrapped on the pads, but as it turns out, the batsman was right in front. Ashoka De Silva, reckoning that was going on to hit the stumps. So the first wicket for India and Zair Khan.
India would have wanted an early breakthrough, and Zaheer Khan has provided it. The only doubt in umpire Ashoka De Silva's mind would have been, where did that ball hit Chris Gayle, if it was just in line with off stump or not. Well, he thinks it is in line. It's 7 for 1.
Decent, but of course he'll be worried about those hundreds, none at the moment in his career. Marks his leg stump, and of course early success for India and Zaheer Khan.
Well, this is Ramnaresh Sawan's big opportunity here to get a good score. His team needs it. An early loss of Chris Gayle. Got 3 figures in the warm-up game, Ramnaresh Sawan. Now this is the big one.
Michael Olding mentioned the advantage that Zaheer Khan had with 2 left-handers to bowl to with the new ball. Got in a bit of a tangle, and in the end you could see that foot was struggling to get out of the way. And I think the impact was very much in line. So I think it was, in the end, we've got to say that was a good decision.
Looked a bit right on the off-stump line. Chris Gayle did get that right leg outside the line of off-stump, but it was bent, it was leaning back, and he was struck on off-stump.
Parthiv Patel has run nearly half the length of the ground. Srinath was the man who was supposed to technically stop that ball and give it back to the keeper. But that's the adventure of youth. Went in pursuit of the ball, young Parthiv Patel.
Could easily have gone back onto leg stump. Perhaps it didn't bounce as high as Ramnaresh Sawan expected it to. Just 17 years old. All the energy in the world.
Speed in the 130s for Zaheer Khan, and that's been one of the allegations that has been made against Zaheer Khan when he wasn't bowling too well. I mean, he wasn't picking wickets, but he was quite happy to bowl in the 120s and the early 130s. But off late, it seems like he's willing to bend his back and wants to bowl quick.
Of course, he can afford to run in and bowl as quick as he can in this short spell before close of play. Zahir Khan get a good night's rest. Back tomorrow morning to do the same all over again.
Good leave by Hines. 8 for 1. Plenty of crowd support and plenty of support with drinks. There are about 5 or 6 youngsters around Zahir Khan, making sure that he's nicely replenished with drinks and the fluids are going in.
So how many people have India got in this squad then, Sanjay?
Well, officially 14, and those youngsters are supposed to be the ball boys to pick up the ball and give it back, but they're doing more than that.
I didn't see them doing that when the West Indies were in the field.
I wonder why that would happen. But of course, those young boys are also young cricketers, serious cricketers who are coming up through the ranks. Not the one on the left. He doesn't look a young upcoming cricketer. Zahir Khan is the man at deep fine leg, but there's also another one near him for company who is at deep square leg. And that's an interesting field position that Ganguly's got. And there's nobody at square leg to save a single.
Good carry on that last delivery from Jawad Srinath. We have seen that on some deliveries. Some deliveries have carried through quite nicely to the wicketkeeper. Good height. Some just haven't. Some have died on the way through. That was good carry. If that had been edged, it certainly would have been carrying on the full to the wicketkeeper or the slip cordon.
He's a reluctant user of the bouncer, Jawad Srinath, but he's got a man deep on the leg side. And that was one of the busier areas for India when they were batting. Virendra Sehwag. The batsmen come back for 3. Oh, that's poor fielding. Captain was backing up for sure, but the bounce was just right in front of him. Didn't keep enough distance behind the keeper. In fact, the throw wasn't too great either. So Tendulkar doing the final retrieval.
Well, I think they are happy that Sehwag managed to save the ball going to the boundary. That would only have been 4 runs if that hit the ropes. This way they get 5. That was a good effort from Virendra Sehwag though. Just the throw was a bit wayward.
Yeah, that boundary area he saw the batsman coming for third. It was really Wavell Hines who called for that third. That's when the throw went all right. Around the wicket, and again looking to pitch the ball up. Decides to bowl round the wicket. Immediately David Shepherd is having a look at the area which we call the danger area. Doesn't seem too perturbed by it. Still not off the mark is Wavell Hines. He's faced 13 balls. Shepherd takes another walk. Where is the second step coming in? It's a foot from the middle stump, and of course 5 feet down from the popping crease. And if he's within that area, then he's in the danger area. Good leave by Wavell Hines. End of the over is 13 for 1.
तुम अपनी पसंद का खाना खाओ, मैं कुछ
$13 for 1. The man dismissed Chris Gale leg before by Zahir Khan for 7. Sawan on strike, and I think he's got enough bat on it to get him place more than 2. Saurav Ganguly on yet another chase.
A couple more like that and Saurav Ganguly will be signalling someone out of the slips. Swap with me, please. That's the nature of this pitch, though. If it's full in length, all you have to do is play through the line of the ball. It's not going to be doing a lot off the seam.
The best time to play against the seamer at the Wankhede Stadium is this post tee. Seen a lot of runs scored quickly in the last half an hour, 40 minutes. Saurav Ganguly, of course, is quite a good fielder in the slip cordon, good catcher, but he's preferred the mid-off, mid-on position because he maybe wants to have a word or two with the faster bowlers. As you said, one more chase and I'm sure Virendra Sehwag or VVS Lakshman, not VVS, he's the best that we've got in the slips. Maybe Sanjay Bangar, who's at first slip, would be taken off. It's again a good leave.
Three slips on the gully employed by Saurav Ganguly. Banga at first slip. That's third slip. Virendra Sehwag, VVS Lakshman. Excellent slip fielder that Sanjay was talking about. He's at second. And Anil Kumble, who is not a bad gully fielder at all. He's in that same named position.
Ramesh Ramnaresh Sarwan scored 9 of 6 balls. Gale also didn't hang about too much, got 7 of 10, but Wavell Hines, he's had a bit of a tough time getting off the mark. He's looked good, but I think that's the important thing. That's what the batsman in the dressing room would like to see. Batsman looking good, not troubled too much with the new ball. He's not got a run on the board. I'm sure It's provided some comfort to those watching from the dressing room.
Every now and again it does make sense to bang the ball in short once it's not wasted, once it's not wide of off stump or down the leg side. Get the batsman reacting in some way, just to remind him that it is possible, the short ball.
Zair Khan certainly put a lot in that one. It was also quite short, didn't get the height which is expected. Over gone, it's 16 for 1.
ओह माँ, काम के बाद लड़कियाँ घर आ रही हैं। मैंने कहा मैं उनके लिए चिकन करी बनाऊंगी, लेकिन अब मुझे नहीं मालूम मुझे क्या करना है।
अच्छा लिखो, पहले तो लेना अदरक।
आप जिस काम के लिए भी अपना फोन इस्तेमाल करें, बीटी टुगेदर से आप हमेशा बेहतरीन सेवा पाएंगे।
और उसके बाद लेना
क्या आप होम डिलीवरी करते हैं?
बीटी आपके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं, ये जानने के लिए बीटी एशियन हेल्पलाइन को मुफ्त में फोन करें या bt.com पर जाएं।
As you can see there, Wavell Hines, 20 balls yet to get off the mark. Sawan has had no problem with that. He's on 9 of 6. Another 8 overs to go for the day. The second day of this Excite Cup Test Series. 3 Test matches in this series. Second one will be at Chennai, starting from the 17th. Starting on the 17th of October at Chennai, and of course in Kolkata will be the third test match, starting on the 30th of October and finishing on the 3rd of November, and followed by 7 one-day internationals. So after the 6th, Michael, it's going to be a bit of a Bharat Darshan for you. We'll show you the country.
After this, the 5th, I'll go to sleep. I'll be at the 7 one-day internationals, but not because I want to be.
First attempt at bowling short by Srinath, as we have another look at the itinerary. As we said, 3 test matches: Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, the major test centres. And then we go to Jamshedpur, which is a good thing after Kolkata. Staying in the eastern region, that's a good thought out travel plan. And then of course to the central part of Nagpur. Then we go west to Rajkot and Ahmedabad and Baroda. And then back again to the centre. Play the 6th one-day international at Jodhpur, and then we go down south for the 7th one-day international. So Silly mid-off has been placed now for Sarwan, and it's Virendra Sehwag who's taken up that position.
So Ganguly still keeping those 2 men out behind the square. Obviously for the hook shot. Well, he's changing his mind now. Deep backward square leg comes into a normal square leg position. Much better fielding position. Don't believe in those 2 men out square, especially on a pitch like this, not offering a great deal of pace or bounce.
Good, what a good point. Yes, Nikhil.
What do you think? Double change has been happening. 74 matches for Anil Kumble. vastly more experienced than Harbhajan Singh, but both very deadly. So the spin twins are on for India. Take us through to stumps. Very impressive record too. 333 wickets, 19 fifers, best of 10 for 74 an hour, and I think that was it at Delhi against was it Pakistan? No, it can't have been.
Yes, indeed it was. It was against Pakistan.
You don't play Pakistan though. Yeah. You never play Pakistan.
I think they stopped playing after that performance.
Yeah, it's all out war with inverted commas. And this is all go. India, Pakistan. It's a shame, isn't it? Such spice. There we go, Kumble. Interested to see how he goes, just off the straight. Not a big turner of the ball, but again, such control.
Tests in India, 37 matches, 210 wickets. Not as many when he's playing abroad. Look at the average, 21.32 and almost 40. So he would like to sort of redress that balance a bit.
Oh, without a doubt. So it's almost double, isn't it, overseas test matches. And therein lies, I think, the problem they've tried to sort out here in India. Relay services, try and get them with more consistent pace and bounce to encourage pace bowlers for a start, but also really good positive cricket, good attacking batting. And Kumble, like the rest of his teammates, always just struggled a little bit. I think, go back to that stat of 1986 was the last time India won a test match series away from home. I had the joys of being a young man on my second trip to play a little bit of club cricket, living in North London, watching that Lord's Test match, India playing England in 1986. Give me a right old little time, summer of 86. India and New Zealand toured that summer. And England lost both series, which is brought a smile to myself and Aaron Lowell. India won, I think, 2-0 in their Test series in 1986, and then New Zealand followed it up with a 1-0 victory with a bit of a rain-affected Test series. That was last time the Indians won Test series away from home. Another over and a maiden to start for Kumble as well. It's 22 without loss for one. Oh.
$22 for 1. The West Indies obviously now wanting to play for tomorrow. They're chasing 457 for 9 that India made. They've already lost a wicket. And a bit of a tentative start by Wavell Hines. 27 deliveries, just the 1 run. Sawan the more adventurous.
Harbhajan Singh starting his second over, and already he's looking impressive. 14 matches at home for Harbhajan, and again, let's look at that comparison of overseas. Quite dramatic, that Aaron, graphic.
It was bound to be skewed in that fashion, Danny, because he did get 32 wickets in that miraculous series. But there's a while to go for him, and he can sort of redress that imbalance, so to speak, as he goes along, learn a few tricks on how to bowl abroad. And like you said, that this is a step in the right direction, trying to get the wickets organized in this part of the world. Meanwhile, he's eased it through the covers. It can't beat the grass, really. It's a thick outfield. You've really got to time it very well to reach the fence. But the good thing is that he's flighting it, he's putting it on the off stump, inviting the drive, well, in a manner of speaking, making him play against the break. Now, there is very much in evidence at the moment. It's a new hardish ball. The good thing is he's not scared to flight it.
Yeah, and I think he'd also like to have a crack at Wavell Hines, left-hander, going away from his outside edge. The other thing, just on that point, trying to change surfaces here, is that India, so many occasions, they've got themselves in good positions overseas, but they just haven't been able to finish off the job. So that poor record of playing away from home is a little deceptive, really, a little deceiving. Okay, they haven't won since '86 in a series, and it was England in 1986. So it's, I think, a little misleading at times, because India have got themselves into quite good positions in Test series to allow the opposition to come back and either draw or win the series, and that has been the frustration. And I think that's what has really perturbed Indian selectors, the Indian border control. That, you know, are they learning? They feel like they're not learning. They're getting themselves in good positions, and all of a sudden they let the Test rubber slip away a little. But not so at home. I think that stat of losing, was it a series last time was in 1987. It was probably Pakistan again, was it, Aaron?
Yes, it was, and we came very, very close. That was a fabulous innings in Madras, or Chennai, played by Sachin Tendulkar. It's 25 for 1.
इस हफ्ते कपिल दिल से इंडियन क्रिकेट का
So just the 3 overs for day 2. Three overs left in day 2 of the first Test match of this 3-match series. Now there you go. This is so typical of Vinay Kumble, always probing around middle and off. Half-choked appeal.
That's the flipper. Very, very effective. Comes down very quick on you before you realize it. It skids off the surface. Got lots of wickets with this delivery. But he needs to, especially on a surface like this, he needs to bowl a lot slower. This is the flipper once again. It's just pushed through. Lots of wickets on this delivery, yes.
Yes, I remember I was one of those. Leg before was for another duck. A Katak. That was my number 22 duck back in '95. My director giving me grief in my ear for a bit of history. Game's all about stats and history. Just on that, it's been nice to talk about some history and where Indian cricket's at. Development of youth here. Academies around the country. Philly has that one in Chennai there for pace, and I think Robin Singh has a spinning one there, and I know other guys, former players around the country, have batting ones and other bowling ones and what have you, and wicket-keeping ones. So it's exciting to see, and so many young faces here in the crowd. Cricket will always be on a high, purely because it is your #1 sport, and so much attention, so much television to see it, and it's just so exciting for us to come to this part of the world, Aaron, to see good crowds, good cricket, and lots of noise.
Pretty decent average against India. Oh, that is well bowled. If he can get the ball to jump and turn like that, he does impart a lot of overspin, but if he can get the ball to turn also, he's going to create problems. Now that one hit the maker's name on the bat, and no batsman likes that because of the two fielders so close in at silly mid-off and short leg.
Yes, variations in bounce as we saw in those last 2 deliveries. Just 2 overs to go, 27 for 1. Tries a catch in the peel, and he's been given. He's gone. Hines has had to go to a well-flighted delivery from Harbhajan Singh. 2 down now for the West Indies.
For some reason, Wavell Hines was just not looking the part today. Very tentative, very unsure. This is the one playing for the turn, not there, and taking the inside edge on the way up. An easy chance for short leg. Das takes the catch gleefully. Hines departs for 1. It's now 27 for 2.
Niven Dillon, the night watchman, he's 28. He's played 28 matches, and he's facing Harbhajan Singh. And try to spear in the quicker one. Just mentioning before that he wouldn't mind bowling to Wavell Hines, Harbhajan Singh. Didn't take too many deliveries.
Well-flighted delivery. Bat pad and fairly easy opportunity. No hesitation in the minds of umpire Shepherd.
Oh, and a little streaky shot to get off the mark. Expected some wide open spaces because of all the men around the blade. I think about 3 and get it comfortably. And Sawan was there all the way. Now it's good running because it allows Dillon to get off the mark. But I think in a way that it's better for Sawan to face Harbhajan, bigger turner of the ball, and possibly let Dillon take on Kumble for the final over. So he's got just 3 balls left. Sawan to perhaps complete his day, and then try and let Merv Dillon see out the final over from Anil Kumble from the Tata end of the ground.
Harbhajan already creating problems in the mind of the batsman by letting the ball hang in the air a bit, slow in the air, dipping on them. Not quite sure whether the ball is going to turn or go through straight. Take a look at the wicket again. It's on the leg stump, fairly straightish delivery, not a lot of turn, but Hines playing for the turn and straight into the hands of short leg. That is a huge wicket for India. 2 down 30, already on the back foot, the West Indies.
And there is that flight and goal that Aaron Lal was talking about. Beautiful pace. Commenting about Nagamutu. He perhaps bowled just a little bit too fast on this particular surface. Well, nothing like that from Harbhajan Singh. Playing at home, confidence of playing in a familiar environment. Giving it plenty. Nice loop, giving it a rip, sometimes a top spinner, sometimes turning a bit more, sometimes bouncing a bit more. And there's that straighter one. Very watchful Sawan to finish the over with a wicket in it. 30 for 2.
He has the ability to take the ball slightly away. Not really drift away, it's the overspin. He's got to be very careful because he has the turn of an off-break bowler and the one that goes slightly away too. So you've got to be very watchful and understand each delivery.
There's that extra bounce that Aaron Lal has just been mentioning. Tall man. Got to be very, very watchful.
Well played in the end. He managed to keep it down because that really grew very large on him. Surprised him, the bounce.
Well, the good thing for Mervyn Dillon is that he's tall. And he's got to use that to his advantage. Use that reach. Either get right forward or right back. So just the 4 deliveries left in this day's play. And there's a lovely bit of drift. It was a no ball, but just see the little drift in towards leg stump.
He does get a lot of drift, and it's because of the tweak that he gives, the overspin. The ball curls into the batsman. Well over. But the problem is, along with the drift, if he can get the ball to move off the wicket away appreciably, that can cause huge problems for the batsman. Of late, he has been a little slower in the air. He's been trying to get that ball to turn away. He's always been more effective with his googlies or his faster flippers rather than his leg breaks.
Naren, you mentioned the West Indies on the back foot. Well, they've been on the back foot for 2 days pretty much. So, I mean, they've come back into it straight after tea and got wickets. When Drafford pulled up and they got rid of Lakshman just on the stroke of tea. It has been India. Pretty much otherwise, there's an opportunity there. Whether that was just off the pad. Once again, problems.
2 sounds definitely. Maybe on the way up if it grabbed the gloves. No. Pad hitting pad and then straight off the pad, the ball.
It's all that mindful stuff going on. Cat and mouse stuff. A bit of air, then the quicker one, then the odd bouncier one. So straight off the thigh pad. The men in close, all excited. Final ball. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. It's hit the carpet. That is it for the day. Stumps have been drawn here. The West Indies 33 for 2 after knocking off India for 457. So the close of play here on day 2 dominated again by India. And India they got to 457 for 9. And the West Indies, end of day 2 here, 33 for 2. Mervyn Dillon, he hung in there as a night watchman. And Sawan, not out 20. So Gale, he's gone. Hines, he's gone. So the openers gone for not too many. Sawan for 20. And the bowling, Srinath has come back. But the wicket takers Khan and Harbhajan Singh for the wicket at 7 and 27. India 457 for 9, and the West Indies 33 for 2. The West Indies are 2-4 behind. And tomorrow morning we'll join you right here at Wankhede Stadium at 9:25.